is Darcie Beyer. I'm the CEO of Beyer Imaging. I had a partner, and he was a good person, but I don't believe that our visions were aligned. And so ultimately that unalignment affected the company and where the company was going. And so Bob knew this. I knew Bob through the CEO Institute. I had an attorney, my partner had an ex-partner had an attorney, and so we were trying to work it out through attorneys. And then Bob heard that, I was going through this struggle, and he offered his services. So he offered to just help me, and yeah, he was instrumental. In the beginning, I was feeling somewhat frustrated because things weren't really going anywhere. I feel like, attorneys, they have a great role in society. They do. However, I feel like sometimes their knee-jerk reaction is to automatically disagree. And so if things are just constantly set in the motion of disagreement, well, we don't really get anywhere. And so when Bob came in, his focus was on agreement. Let's find some parameters in which we can actually agree on and set that as a foundation to move forward to get this partnership to be where it needs to be. Ultimately, split. Yeah. So he kind of came in and made calmness out of chaos, and he got things moving in the right direction. Yeah, and even my counterpart or my ex-partner, he would probably, even though we had different viewpoints, he would echo the same thing about Bob. I had a hope to buy out my partner. I had a hope that maybe it would be a few weeks or a couple of months. But in reality, I didn't really have a game plan, except I knew that I just knew that I wanted that to be the ultimate, goal. That was the ultimate goal. That was the ultimate plan. But I didn't have a process to move forward with it other than hiring an attorney and then the partner hired an attorney too. And so you have two attorneys asking for different information from one another, but we're not getting anywhere, right? And so I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I was hoping maybe it would be a couple of months, a few weeks, but I just didn't know. And so it really, in reality, it wasn't moving. Yeah. And then Bob comes in and he sets things into motion, and he sets up meetings, he sets up principles of the meetings. He starts the meetings with prayer. It just set the tone for where the ultimate outcome was leading. So, yeah, Bob helped in so many ways, but in particular, he really brought respect and dignity and integrity into a situation that really could have gotten ugly, And so when Bob was involved, ugliness didn't really take place. It wasn't allowed. So what was allowed is agreement. What was allowed was respect, and also moving forward. So progression was allowed. Moving backwards, not allowed. So Bob allowed us to basically, go home. I felt relieved. I felt like I could now focus on the company and where the company truly was going to be going. I could focus on the employees. Now that the process is over, I feel like a weight is lifted. That's pretty cool. If somebody's even interested in buying another organization, or if somebody is interested in selling their company, I would recommend Bob 110%, because he gives clarity to to the situation, and it's just handled in a very graceful manner and also with purpose. So when there was so much friction in that partnership, it almost seemed like a hopeless situation, just because you know, we didn't know how to go about fixing it. It was what it was. So Bob brought in not just a vision and a direct path and how to get there, but also hope. I always knew that Bob's advice was based on ethics and integrity and faith, and so those things I really can't dispute, and those things I do trust. And so trusting that, I trusted him, and it was easy to not question some of the advice that he did give me to move forward and just to have faith with it, and it worked. Ultimately, it worked, of course. I believe that one of Bob's big purposes here on Earth is to create calmness out of chaos in partnership negotiations. He's wonderful at it. It's a gift. Blessed are the peacemakers. Absolutely.